welcome dito sa ating YouTube channel. So ito na yung ating lesson 18 sa ating complex analysis. So let's talk about vector complex calculus. So before that, syempre pag-usapan muna natin yung dalawang importanteng o yung dalawang essential ng vector calculus, si dot product sa si cross product. So before ako mag-start, aware kayo na isang complex number kaya natin i-represent as vector. Kasi nga, kung gagawin ko siya, extended ko siya. So since siya ay 2 variable siya, that is a plus bi, so napansin mo, so siya ay in vector form din, to be honest. Okay, so dito tayo mag-start. So syempre meron dahil vector form siya, pwede lang mag-exist dito si dot product sa si cross product. Tapos in R2 siya, yun yung sure ko kasi extension ng I. Okay, then syempre dahil may dot product, may cross product, meron siyang gradient, may divergence, meron siyang curl, meron siyang I think curl, tapos sabay meron siyang Laplacian, meron ding unit vector, at the same time yung Jacobian matrix andito rin yun. Okay, so another thing, hindi ko na ma-explain ano ba yung essential or ano ba si divergence, ano si gradient. So mas focus ako sa solution. So hindi ko na-explain kasi kay differential equation yan sa kay calculus 3 yan, I mean sa kay advanced calculus 2. So sila yung may trabaho para i-discuss ano ba tong mga to, ano yung itsura nila. Okay, so let's have lesson 18. So let's talk about the dot product and cross product ng two complex number. Okay, so let Z1 and Z2 element ng complex number such that Z1 is equal to A plus BI and Z2 is equal to C plus DI. So where A, B, C, and D are all real numbers. Okay, so before ako mag-start, so definition ni dot product sa ni cross product. So let us consider this. Okay, so una, solve natin si C1. Solve natin si C1 bar multiplied by C sub 2. Or meaning C conjugate ng C sub 1. So C sub 1 conjugate is, that is A minus BI multiplied by C plus DI. Okay, so pag sinimplify, nakalimutan ko na yun, outer plus inner, outer plus outer, so that is outer, no? So yung solution yun, this is equal sa A times D minus negative B times C. Okay, outer tas sa product na inner. Then this is plus I, that is first, then second. So that is A times C plus negative B times D. Okay, so this is equal sa AD plus BC plus I times AC minus BD. Okay, so ayun yung kanyang multiplication. So ngayon, check ko lang din para baka magkamali din sa solution. Simple multiplication, nagkakamali. So ginawa ko muna yan for assurance na masolve natin yung susunod. Kasi si dot product, may dinefine siya sa medyo kakaibang way. Okay, so I think I need to verify lang yung solution, yung sagot. Kasi baka magkamali. Okay, so that is, so yun nga, nagkamali yata tayo sa pag-multiply. I think nagkamali nga. So check ko lang ha. So that is AC plus BD. So multiply ko nga siya ng direkta. Baka kasi mali talaga totally. Okay, so try multiply ko. That is AC. Oo nga, AC. That is AC. That is AC plus ADI minus BCI then minus BDI squared. So obviously this is AC plus BD, ayun nagkamali si sir, plus I times AD minus BC. Ayun nagkamali sir. So ito X to Hindi ko alam kung anong ginawa kong solution dito. So kasi tayo dyan, hindi ko alam anong ginawa ko. Nakalimutan ko na kasi yung ating formula from the very beginning. Imagine naman sa sobrang dami ng formula na iniisip ni sir. Set theory, complex, tapos meron pang trigo, may college algebra pa, tapos may advanced calculus pa, na isa ding mahirap. So talagang gahalo-halo na rin sa akin. Hindi ko na rin talaga maisip yung very basic part. Okay, so ulit sinusunod ko lang yung C sub 1 bar o yung conjugate ng C sub 1 times C sub 2. Normal multiplication nun ng complex number. Okay, so may essence ako ba't kinuha ko yan. Okay, ano sabi? The dot product represented by this C sub 1 times, so ito ay malaki dapat. So, sinid yan. Dapat pure shaded siya na bilog. C sub 1 times C sub 1 dot C sub 2 is equal lang sa real part ng C sub 1 bar multiplied by C sub 2. So, ayun yung purpose bakit ko siya minultiply doon. Okay, so sabi, yung dot product ng C sub 1 sa C sub 2 is just the real part lang nila. Okay, real part lang nung ginawa na to. So, ano real part nito? So, this is simply equal lang sa AC plus BD. Okay, so mas madaling formula, ito. Okay, next is syempre ito, yung sa ating cross product. So, si cross product is C sub 1 cross C sub 2 is equal to, this is a vector. So, that is 0, imaginary part nung ginawa din natin kanina. So, imaginary part nito, this is simply equivalent lang sa 0, AD minus BC. Next is pag kinuha mo yung kanyang modulus nung C sub 1 cross C sub 2. Okay, so mapapansin mo pag kinuha ko yung modulus nito, ito ay series squared, tas square ko to. Tas square root, so meaning siya lang mismo yung sagot. So magiging sagot that is AD minus BC. Okay, so yung simple way para makuha mo yung C sub 1 cross C sub 2, tandaan siya ay laging vector or in coordinate form, 0, something siya. Tapos ito ay yung C sub 1 times C sub 2. Ito yung modulus nung mismong cross product natin. Ito yun, yung AD minus BC. Okay, so dalawang importante yan. Ito, tapos yan. Although importante to kasi gagamitin natin yan sa pag-derive mamaya. Okay, so let us start. So, next is the angle between two complex numbers. So again, meron tayong dot product, meron ng cross product. So next is the angle between two complex numbers. So, i-relate natin si cross product sa si dot product gamit si angle between two vector. So para makuha natin yung angle between two complex number or two vector na yon, ang sabi lang that is cosine theta is equal to Z sub 1 dot C sub 2. That is that. Okay, all over modulus ng Z sub 1 times modulus ng C sub 2. Okay, so simply para makuha mo yung angle, ang gagawin mo lang, just press that is arc cosine. So that is arc cosine ng C sub 1 dot C sub 2 all over modulus ng C sub 1 then modulus ng C sub 2. Okay, similar dito, ganun din arc sine ng tingnan nyo, modulus ng C sub 1 cross C sub 2 naman. So pag gusto mong gamitin si sine, ang gagamitin mo cross product. So pag gusto mo gamitin si cosine, dot product. So syempre most likely ang gagamitin si cosine kasi dot product mas madali in terms sa cross product. Actually parehas naman, yung formula naman nakikita nyo. Okay lang din. Parehas. So pansinin nyo yung AC plus BD na yan, yung formula na hindi laging ganyan yung position. Meaning lang yan, real part sa real part. So multiply ko yung real part sa real part plus imaginary part times the imaginary part. Pagdating naman dito, outer minus inner. Okay, yung outer part minus inner part. Yun naman dito sa part na yan. O, tandaan yan, hindi lang basta AC kasi pag pinalitan ko to ng value, mag-iiba yung formula. Ayun, baka doon kayo malito. Okay, so tandaan yung mga formula na yan. So ngayon, syempre gagamitin natin yan. So by the way, this is only an introduction video para doon talaga sa ating vector calculus dito, sa ating complex number. So importante kasi talaga to kailangan maintindihan nyo muna before tayo mag-derive ng mga formula ng gradient, ng curl, tapos ng divergence. Okay, so let's start. Sorry. Example. So find the dot product, cross product, and angle between the complex number of the following. So for number 1, Z is equal to 2 plus 3i and W is equal to 2 minus i. Okay? So syempre una, kailangan natin makuha yung kanyang dot product. Okay, so for dot product, dito na lang. That is C dot W. So laki mo yung dot. Okay, so paano yung formula? Real part times the real part plus imaginary part times imaginary part. So this case, this is 2 times 2 plus 3 times negative 1. Kasi real part nito is 2, real part is 2, imaginary part is 3, imaginary part is negative 1. So obviously, that product is equal to 4 minus 3, which is equal to 1. So ito yung kanyang sagot. Okay, so napaka-easy. Next is yung cross product. Let's have yung C sub 1 cross, C cross W. So this is simply equal sa 0, comma, that is AD minus BC. So AD minus BC or yung outer. So outer real part na ito times imaginary part nun. So that is 2 times negative 1. This 2 times negative 1 minus 3 times 2. That is 3 times 2. Okay, which is equal sa 0, comma, negative 2, comma, 6, minus 6, sorry. And that is 0, comma, negative 8. So ito yung cross product. Okay, so kung gusto kong kunin yung kanyang modulus, so yung modulus niyan, yung modulus ng Z cross W is simply equal lang sa, that is square root ng 0 squared plus negative 8 squared. So this is equal sa square root ng negative 8 squared or positive 64. So that is positive 8. So tandaan, walang modulus na negative. Sorry, tatakpan. Okay, so tandaan na walang modulus na negative. Okay, next. So since nagamit ko naman na yung may dot product na ako, meron na ako nito, meron na ako niyan, try ko lang kunin yung angle between two vector. So paano naman yung angle between two vector niyan? So dito na lang. So ang gagawin ko, so kunin ko muna yung modulus ng Z saka ng W para medyo gamit. So modulus ng Z is simply equal sa square root, that is 2 squared 4 plus 9 squared, that is 9. Sorry, 3 squared, that is 9. So 4 plus 9, that is square root of 13. Okay, modulus ng W simply equal sa 2 squared, that is 4, minus plus negative 1 squared, that is 1. So that is square root of 5. So this is square root of 5. Okay, so let us use yung gamitin natin yung dalawang formula para at least ma-assure natin kung tama. So unang solution, theta is equal to dot product ng Z and W, then modulus of Z times modulus of W. Sorry, nakalimutan ko si arc. So lagay ko muna dito ng cosine para hindi rin masyado malito. So next is that is arc cosine. So arc cosine negative of dot product ng Z and W is 1 all over square root of 13 times square root of 5. Okay, so kahit recta calcu, okay naman na yan. That is arc cosine ng 1 over square root of 13 times square root of 5. Okay, lagyan natin ng parenthesis. So yan siya, no? So that is equal sa 82.88. Try natin, 82.88. So the angle between two vector Z and W, between two complex number, that is 82.88 degrees. So imagine mo, layo ng almost 90 degree. So check natin sa sine. So sa sine theta, that is modulus ng Z cross W all over modulus ng Z times modulus ng W. Okay, so that is equivalent sa arc sine. So this is arc sine ng modulus ng Z cross W is 8. Okay, 8 over square root of 13 times square root of 5. So ganun ulit, calculate lang natin. That is arc sine ng 8 over square root of 13 times square root of 5. Okay, then parenthesis. Check natin ang value, that is 82.8748, which is the same kanina. So that is theta is also equal sa 82.88 degrees. So parehas naman. So legit or legit yung dalawang formula. So kayo, bahala na kayo kung anong pipiliin nyo. Whether ito o ito. Okay, so ganyan siya kasimple. Okay, so let's have example number 2. So again, hanapin natin yung dot product, yung cross product, saka yung angle between two vector. So una ulit, dot product na ito. So obviously, wala siyang yung kanyang real number. So yung dot product ng W, that is 0 yung A dito. So that is 0 times 4, tama, plus 4 dito times 0 naman sa kabila, which is yung dot product nila is equal to 0. So, possible na dot product is negative or 0. Okay lang yun. Okay, next is yung kanyang cross product. So, Z cross W is simply equal sa 0, comma, that is outer. So, outer na ito is 0, outer na ito is 0 din. So, that is 0 times 0. Okay, then minus inner. So, that is 4 times 4. Okay, which is equal sa 0, comma, negative 16. Okay, so ito yung kanyang cross product. So, obviously, yung kanyang modulus ng cross product, i-absolute value ko lang, that is only 16. Okay, kasi square root ng 0 squared times negative 16 squared, so magiging positive lang yun, so that is 16. Okay, so baka isipin nyo kasi square root ng negative 16 squared is negative 16. No, may property tayo na square root of x squared is absolute value of x. So tandaan nyo rin yan. Next yung angle nya. So rekta ko na lang, this is angle is equal to arc cosine, okay, ng, so z cross w tayo. So z dot w tayo, so that is 0 over modulus nun is 4. Tama, modulus na itong isa is also 4. Kasi pure real, pure imaginary, pure real. So, obviously, that is arc cosine 0. So, what is arc cosine 0? Arc cosine 0 is simply 90 degrees. Okay, so, theta is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so, which is tama naman. Bakit? Kasi pag ginrap mo siya, ito itsura niya. So, assume ito si 4i. Ito si 4. Okay, so ito yung isang una, ito yung dalawang vector. So pag ginrap mo yan, yung angle between sa kanila is 90 degree. Tama naman. Okay, so baka may na-formulate ka na parang property. Sir, pag nag-multiply ako ng isang pure real saka ng pure imaginary, automatic, yung dot product 0. Another thing, yung kanilang angle between sa kanilang dalawa, automatic 90 degrees. Okay, so ito lang yung sabi ko. Hindi yan lagi syempre dyan sa possible din yan sa ibang bagay kasi nga yung kanina muntik maging sakto eh. So baka isipin nyo lagi lang ganyan pag lagi lang pure imaginary saka pure real. So may mga cases din talaga na baka mag cut down or sakto 90 degrees. Okay, so yun I think medyo mahirap gawin pero try natin minsan. Okay, so number 3, let z is equal to c 40 degrees. Sorry, 40 degrees yan. That is 40 degrees. Ano ko pa iniisip? Nata 4 theta. Parang nangyari wala tagang formula. Then W is equal to e raised to 45i. So kung napansin mo, naka trigonometric form saka naka exponential form. So ang gawin mo, syempre hanapin muna yung value ng x and y. So si z, so dito na lang, si z, ano si z? Z is equal to cosine 40 degrees plus I sine 40 degrees. So, which is equivalent sa 2 decimal na hanapin natin. Or, pwede ko naman gamitin actually yan. Pwede naman talaga gamitin A na lang para makita yung solution. Ito yung A, ito yung B. So, A plus B, ayan. Then, W is equal to, this is cosine 45 degrees plus I sine 45 degrees. So, ito naman yung C, tapos ito yung D. So, okay lang naman. At least makompute din natin na maayos. Sabihin nyo, hindi pwede. So, pinaka-convenient kasi talaga i-convert mo sa standard form tapos doon ko mag-multiply. Pero at least dito, ang kinagandahan nito, pag nag-multiply ako ng cosine 40 degrees, yung mismong buong decimal niya kinuha ko. Saka hindi dito sa part na yan. Okay? So, let's have yung dot product. Yung dot product ng Z and W is equal to A times C. No, real part sa real part. So, that is cosine 40 degrees multiplied by cosine 45 degrees. So 40 degrees times then plus sine 40 degrees times sine 45 degrees. So check natin sa calcu. Anong result dyan? Cosine 40 degrees multiplied by cosine 45 degrees plus sine 40 degrees times sine 45 degrees. Okay, so check natin. Oy, error. Kamali ako sa pag-input. Sorry. That is cosine 40. Medyo pahiya. Okay, then times cosine 45 degrees. Ito na lang ha. Pinag-multiply ko muna yung dalawa. That is 0.541 for decimal places tayo. Minultiply ko muna yung cosine 40 degrees sa cosine 45 degrees. Baka mali lang talaga ako na input kanina. That is that is equal sa 0.5417 for decimal place. Then times sine 40 degrees times sine 45 degrees. Okay, that's 0.4545. So that's plus 0.4545. Okay, so add lang natin 0.5417 plus 0.4545. That is 0.9962. So that is equal sa 0.9962. So inaasahan yung nangyari doon na value. Next is Z times Z cross W. Z cross W is 0, so outer saka inner, no? So outer saka inner, so that is cosine saka sine. So that is cosine 40 degrees times sine 45 degrees minus sine 40 degrees times cosine 45 degrees. Okay, so check natin ano value nun. So 0 times, so that's cosine 40 degrees times sine 45 degrees, 0.5417. That is 0.5417 minus, sorry yung tagalan, that is sine 40 degrees times cosine 45 degrees, 4545. That's minus 4545. So 0.4545. Okay, which is equal sa 0, ano value nan? 0.5417 minus 0.4545. That is 0.0872. 0.0872. Hindi kasi eksakto yung nag-given ni sir. Okay? So, next is siyempre hanapin natin yung angle niyan. So, ano yung angle dyan? So, angle niyan is equal to arc cosine negative 1 ng 0.09962. Okay, all over. Modulus nito, ano ba modulus nun? Ano ba modulus ng cosine 40 degrees? That is square root ng this cosine (40 degrees), check ko lang sa calcu, plus the sine, no, the sine 40 degrees square 1. Seryoso 1. Paisip din ako Yes, tama 1. Actually, modulus. Wait napaisip ako sa value Pero, kasi square ko siya. Square, tama naman, 1. Kaso, ano ba yung cosine 40 degrees? Sorry cosine 40 degrees is 0.763. Okay, yung sine 40 degrees, 0.64 something. So, pag in-square, plus yung square, yung cosine 40 degrees na naka-square 1. Tama. So 1 siya. So yung isa din, ganun din syempre. Pag kinuha yung modules nun, 1 siya. Kasi that is square root. Medyo tricky, sorry. Ano ako dito sa calcu ko, hindi ko alam anong ginawa. Pero check kasi yung modulus kasi yung hinahanap ko Ano ba yung modulus ng z? I mean buuin ko muna yung z. Yung z ko is equal to cosine 40 degrees. Okay, so cosine 40 degrees kasi is 0.766 something. Okay, so ayan siya. So let's say 0.7660 plus yung sine 40 degrees, 6428. That is I 0.6428. So pag kinuha ko yung modulus niyan, square ko yun, the square root, that is 1. Okay, then pagdating sa W, siyempre mas obvious to kasi yung W is square root of 2 over 2 plus I is square root of 2 over 2, which is also 1 sa modulus nito. Yung modulus ng W is equal to 1 din. Okay, so therefore ang kanyang angle, so this is 1 multiplied by 1. So check natin, that is arc cosine ng 0.9962. Okay, which is 4.59. So almost the same pala. Tama naman kasi yung angle 40 degrees as 45 degrees, almost mas malapit. Tama lang pala. Okay, so that is 4.9961. So this is the angle is equal to 4.9965 degrees. Almost magkalapit kasi talaga. Tama naman yung angle between 40 degrees as 45 degrees. Almost 5 degrees. Actually, 5 degrees naman talaga given, no? Angle between sa kanila, yung angle na ito is 45 degrees. Ito ay 40 degrees. Tama lang, ayun yung angle. So, nag-resolve pa tayo. Given na pala makukuha natin yung angle. So, at least na-verify at na-try ko. Napakita ko sa inyo. At least nagawa niya. Ngayon, so let's have properties para mag-end na tong video na to. So, the properties of dot and cross product. So, ito nga yung sabi. So, C sub 1 is perpendicular to C sub 2 if and only if yung dot product ng C sub 1 and C sub 2 is equal to 0. Example, ito. Na obvious na nakita mo ang dot product nila yung 0, automatic perpendicular. Perpendicular sila. Meaning na perpendicular nakaka-form ng 90 degrees. Okay, next is C sub 1 is parallel to C sub 2 if and only if yung modulus ng cross product ng Z1 and Z2 is equal to 0. So wala tayong example niyan. So pag nangyari yon, automatic sila ay parallel sa isa't isa. So paano kaya example nito? Hindi pa ako makisip ng example pero I think makakapagbigay din ako nito somewhere or someday. Okay, next is if we have, ito naman yung area. So what is the area parallelogram formed by dun dalawang Z1 and Z2. So kung naalala nyo dati, yung Z1, Z2 nakaka-form siya ng parang pag ginrap ko siya. So kung naalala mo, pag ginrap ko siya dati ganito. So pag ginrap ko siya, let's say ito si Z1, ito si Z1, ito si C sub 2. Okay, so kung naalala nyo, pag ginrap ko siya, pag pinrap ko siya ng ganyan, makaka-form pa siya ng parallelogram. Okay, so yung area ng parallelogram is just yung cross product nila, tapos kunin ko yung modulus. Okay, ngayon, para makuha ko naman yung diagonal dito, para makuha tong diagonal, kung naalala mo, that is C1 plus C2. Para lang makuha. Okay, so ulitin ko lang, lahat ng any two complex number can form a parallelogram. So usually pag in-add, pag pinag-add mo sila, kinukuha mo yung measure nung diagonal from the origin. Okay, so pag gusto mo kunin yung area ng parallelogram, multiply mo lang yung dalawang, kunin mo lang yung modulus ng cross product ng C sub 1 and C sub 2. Ganun na kasimple. Okay, yun yung area ng parallelogram. Okay, so di na ako magbibigay ng example yan kasi napaka-rare naman talaga niyang gamitin. Okay, so hoping na may natutunan ka sa this video. So this is only a refresher, parang pampadali, para lang medyo, parang appetizer, para lang mas manood ka ba din sa ating video. So, hoping na panoorin pa yung next video natin dito. Okay, and that's all. Thank you.